Hare Krishna. So we will start with prayers. Thank you all for joining. Uh, we'll continue to discuss the Bhagavad Gita, going in depth with each chapter, each shloka on the purport and discussing the questions and trying to understand more. So give me a minute, I'll open that. Sorry for the delay. So I think we had to do week 6. Am I audible now?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
It was not downloading, so it took some time. Sorry. So we didn't do this, right? Isn't it? Okay, I don't remember doing this, so we will start with prayers. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunnilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha-shunyavadi Paschatya-deshatarine Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरम श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we are in week 6. So we will start with the first paragraph. The nectar of the holy name. Can anyone read this and then summarize this here in few sentences? Who can do that? Yes, Mataji.
Shall I go, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. The nectar of the holy name. Chanting of the holy name yields all results of austerity. If one wants to perform austerities and penances in order to attain the supreme goal, one must attain the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one achieves the favor of the Supreme Lord, it is to be understood that he has finished all kinds of austerities and penances and has attained efficiency in their execution. On the other hand, if one does not attain the perfect stage of devotional service, all austerities and penances actually have no meaning. For without the Supreme Lord, no one can attain the highest results derived from performing them. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 5.29, Lord Sri Krishna is the master of all penances and sacrifices. Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Thus, the desired result of performing austerities may be derived from Lord Krishna. Even if a person is born in a family of Chandalas, the lowest birth one can get in human society, he is glorious if he chants the holy names of the Lord. For it is to be understood that by such chanting, a devotee definitely proves that he underwent all kinds of austerities in his previous life. By the grace of Lord Chaitanya, one who chants the Mahamantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, attains the highest perfectional stage, which had previously been attained by people who entered the ocean and executed austerities for 10,000 years. In this age of Kali, if a person does not take advantage of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, which is offered as a great concession to the fallen human beings of this age, it is to be understood that he is very much bewildered by the illusory energy of the Lord. So here in this we are learning one who, like, whatever the performances austerities, if we perform without the favor of the Lord, whatever we do is not without attaining the perfect stage of devotional service without favor of the Lord, it is of no use. And even if people born in the chandalas and low birth, but still they can attain the favor of the Lord with the by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Like for Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya gave us, Mahaprabhu gave us the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which will help us to get the grace of the Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Mata.
Yeah. So we can see that how wonderfully you summarize that without Lord's mercy, we can't, the austerities and penances is no use. But in Kali Yuga, where is a where is the question of executing austerity or penance, right? From morning we get up and then the evening comes with nothing, with we, we we can't even run from one chore to another chore. Every day we sleep with a list of to-do list, not so much pending. So it's very hard to take out time for austerity and penance, and it takes a long time. But chanting the Maha Mantra is easy. But we have to take fixed in this. We have to stay fixed in this, right? If one does not take advantage, which is offered as a great concession to fallen human beings of this age, because that means we have not received the mercy of the Lord. If we are chanting, what does that mean? If we are able to chant, what does that mean?
We can remember the Lord and we can be close to the Lord.
Yeah. And also, without the mercy of the Lord, we cannot chant. He has bestowed his mercy, so we are able to chant and chant. So that's why it's like a great gift that we should make sure that we are not losing. And we should take it very, very seriously. Right? Okay, this is actually in Srimad Bhagavatam 4.24.14, and they are discussing the story of Prachetas who went under the ocean and did great austerities for 10,000 years, because this was in the previous age, they lived for a long time. But all those is impossible to think of at this age, but we can chant the holy name of the Lord and derive all the benefits. Okay, so we will take turns and read this passage. Um, Anyone would like to start?
I can read Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Passage for discussion: the KC movement and life after death. Purification of consciousness is the purpose of this Krishna consciousness movement. Presently, we are preparing this divine consciousness for our consciousness goes with us at the time of death. Consciousness is carried from the body just as the aroma of a flower is carried by the air. When we die, this material body composed of five elements earth, water, air, fire, and ether decomposes and the gross materials return to the elements. Or, as the Christian Bible says, thus thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. In some societies, the body is burned, in others, it is buried, and in others, it is thrown to animals. In India, the Hindus burn the body, and thus the body is transformed into ashes. Ash is simply another form of earth. Christians bury the body, and after some time in the grave, the body eventually turns to dust, which again, like ash, is another form of earth. There are other societies like the Parsi community in India that neither burn nor bury the body, but throw it to the vultures, and the vultures immediately come to eat the body. and then the body is eventually transformed into a stool. So, in any case, this beautiful body, which we are sobbing and caring for so nicely, will eventually turn into a stool, ashes, or dust.
Yeah, it's a graphic, but yeah, it's a reality. Okay. If you want, you can continue, Mataji.
Okay, sure. At death, the finer elements, mind, intelligence, and ego, which combine or call consciousness, carry the small particle of a spirit soul to another body to suffer one joy, according to one's work. Our consciousness is molded by our work. If we associate with soul, our consciousness, which is like the air, will carry the aroma of a soul, and thus at the time of death, will transport us to an undesirable body. Or if the consciousness passes over roses, it carries the aroma of roses, and thus we're transported to a body wherein we can enjoy the results of our previous life. If we train ourselves to work in Krishna consciousness, our consciousness will carry us to Krishna. Different types of body are developed according to consciousness. Therefore, if we train our consciousness according to the yogic principles, we will attain a body wherein we can practice yoga. We will get good parents and a chance to practice the yoga system, and automatically we will be able to revive the Krishna consciousness practice in our previous body. Therefore, it is stated in this last verse, by virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles even without seeking them. Therefore, our present duty is to cultivate divine consciousness if we want divine life, spiritual elevation, and eternal blissful life full of knowledge. In other words, if we want to go back home, back to Godhead, we have to train ourselves in divine consciousness or Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Anybody else would like to continue?
I can read Mataji.
Yes, go ahead, Disha Mataji.
This can be easily done through association. Sangat Sanjayate Kama. Through divine association, our consciousness is made divine, and through demoniac association, our consciousness is made demoniac. Therefore, our consciousness must be trained to be divine through the proper association of those in Krishna consciousness. That is the duty of one in this human form, a form that gives us a chance to make our next life completely divine. To attain this end, we should try to contact those who are developing divine consciousness. Krishna consciousness is a method for connecting directly with the Supreme. This is the special gift of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not only in this method direct and immediate, but it is also practical. Although many people entering the society have no qualifications, they have become highly advanced in Krishna consciousness simply by coming in contact with the society. Path of
Mm.
perfection. Hare Krishna.
So this passage is taken from the book Path of Perfection. Okay, can someone read the questions for discussion? Okay, I can read. Discovery. Number 1, what is the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement? 2, what happens to our bodies at death? 3, what happens to ourselves or our souls at death? Actually, our souls is misnomer. Yeah. Understanding why is it important to purify our consciousness? Explain with the examples mentioned. Number 2, what are the benefits of going back to spiritual world to Krishna? 3, why is it very important to associate with the devotees in Krishna consciousness? 4, how does the Krishna consciousness movement easily elevate everyone, even if they are without any previous qualifications? Application. Do you enjoy coming regularly for the program? Share the obstacles, if any, that you face in attending the satsanga regularly. So, with these questions in mind, we'll quickly read a quick read in the mind, and then we will start discussing.
Sorry, Mataji, you are on mute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so everyone quickly had a chance to go through. So we'll discuss the questions. And while discussing, if you have any more questions, also you can add on and ask. So, what is the purpose of the Krishna conscious movement? The discovery questions, we get directly the answer from the passage. Yes, Asha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purification of consciousness is the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement.
Right. So, Prabhupada could have, said about this International Society for Devotion to Krishna, International Society for Krishna Bhakti, right? But why did he choose Krishna consciousness? What does the word consciousness mean?
Always remembering.
Okay, remembrance is one part of consciousness.
Presence of the spirit soul in the body.
Okay, presence of the spirit soul in the body is the symptom is consciousness. In simple terms, it is awareness and what we are absorbed in, right? So, so purification of our absorption is the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement. It's not an ordinary thing, right? It's not a small purpose. Mind goes here and there, everywhere, and mind doesn't like to follow any rules or come under anything. And but Prabhupada's aim was that to purify our all levels of existence, body, then the physical, then there is mental, then there is intellectual, then there is spiritual. So all the levels of existence is purified. We want to purify. That is the goal of Krishna consciousness movement. Anybody would like to say anything on this? Okay. What happens to our bodies at death? Yes, Mataji. Is anybody else would like to answer? Jaya, Mataji, would you like to answer?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Would you like to answer the question?
Okay, what happens to our soul at death?
No, our
That is the
bodies at
question.
death.
Oh, sorry.
That's a
Sorry,
question. What?
Mataji.
No problem.
According to the passage, the physical body returns to nature.
Yes.
It may become ashes, dust, or decompose in other ways depending on cultural practices.
Wonderful
As
summary.
my understanding, as for the passage.
Yes, Mata. Thank you. Yeah, so he gave 3 examples in this. Either it is buried, then it becomes to ashes.
Ashes.
And that is the reason when we go to the temples, Lord Shiva temples, we get the ashes. We put the ash, right? Vibhuti, call it. So that is to show that this body also will turn into ash. But I never heard of this before. Throughout the life, I've been going to the temple and having that. But yeah, then I later came to know that that is the purpose. Yeah, and then we see that how Christians bury, and after some time also, eventually it returns to another form of earth. then the Parsi community. Anybody knows any friend or anyone from Parsi community? I think they came from Persia long back. The Persia is now, they're now Iran. They changed the name, but before that, like they're very intellectuals. They went to different places, and 500 years before, Persian was a very, a language that was in high esteem in India. We see Rupa Goswami and many scholars, they learned Persian, not Muslim, but yeah, I don't know much also about them. Yeah, so they have a place that is dedicated. Yeah, Tata family. Yes, you're right. Tata family is Parsis. Yeah. So this is a very, I mean, it's very nice truth, but Prabhupada is telling like this, like in any case, this beautiful body which we are soaping and caring for so nicely will eventually turn into stool, ashes, or dust. What implication that this line, when we read this line, what does it ring in you, or what do you feel? How we can apply this line in life? Yes, Mataji.
Beauty care so much. So much
Huh?
beauty care. So much beauty care finally it turns to dust. That's what we are.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, when we are alive, like we have to, I cannot come inside without combing my hair, putting tilak and all those.
True, Mataji. At least for others,
Right?
we have to do even if we don't want to do.
Yeah, of course, because we dress for others, we eat for ourselves. And that's what the thing is. But yeah, what else can be the application of this?
Just that the body is just temporary, Mataji, and our actual and the real priority should be purifying consciousness and preparing our soul rather than just beautifying the body.
Very nice. Yeah.
Mataji, the realization that I'm not the body and this body is temporary and I am the soul which is eternal.
Wonderful. Yes, both are nice applications. Yeah. Because otherwise it's very hard. It's like we are shaken out of reality, telling that you are not just this body, what you see in the mirror, but we are the person inside this body, and taking care of the needs of us as a soul, or purifying our consciousness is more important than uh, taking care of the body or anything like that. Okay. So that doesn't mean that we don't take care of the body. Why we should take care of the body and nicely in a presentable way? If we are not this body, why we should take care of the body?
To have an active inner body, right? I mean, if you don't maintain our body, it will not support you. I mean, if you want to do some service, if your body is not active, if it is like you don't have, will not have an energy to do anything.
Exactly. Right?
Also,
Very true.
Paramatma is also with us, and body is said to be like a temple. I know it's temporary, but it is the place where the soul is residing, and to help the soul, we need to take care of the body.
Wonderful, Sonal Mataji. All this are, you got a very high percentage in Bhakti Shastri.
Oh, Mataji, thank you to you, all because of you. I was just remembering.
Quickly, you have written your, handwritten your essays.
In the morning, I was remembering you a lot. I missed the morning session today. And I was thinking how 2 years before my life completely changed when I got connected to you and you literally became my Shiksha Guru. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. This is all the service to my Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada, and thanks to you and all of you for, providing a platform for me to serve like this. Thank you. Yeah, Kanika.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I just wanted to say Sonal Mataji is usually very quiet. So when she speaks, it hits you like a bag of bricks. Like she's actually like, what is that? I forget that animal on the water that's like very, very peaceful, but then its legs keep moving under the water. So she's like contemplating and she has deep realization. So I literally wait for her to say something.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's true.
Mataji, same here. I always admire your great communication skills,
I
Kanika.
just talk too much. Sonal
No,
Mataji, I just talk too
but
much.
you express it so nicely. So nice to hear you.
Both of you are Bhakti Shastri students, so kudos to you. Yeah, thank you, devotees, for that wonderful addition. Yes, the point is we need to maintain the body as a temple, and that's why what we do, we put tilak. How many of you here apply tilak in the body every day? You can raise your hand. Yeah, only two. Okay.
Not every day, but when we go to the temple, Mataji, but kumkum every day.
Yeah. Okay.
I,
Disham,
Yes,
Shama.
same Mataji. I do apply tilak, but not every day.
Hmm. So it's important to apply every day. Why,
Mhm.
you know? Because it not only we are reminding ourselves that this body is a temple. Like if you go to the temples, if you see anywhere, the compound wall of the temple is decorated with tilak. In South India, if you see huge tilaks are there to show that the Lord is inside. So when we decorate our um, body with the tilak, that signifies that Paramatma is there in that temple. And then also, Prabhupada once said that if we just put the tilak without telling the mantra, he's saying that it is like Adivasis doing the face painting. He said this. I mean, so the tilak has value because of the mantra that's associated with that. So it's important to say the 12 mantras while putting tilak in 12 places and dedicating with a mood to dedicating and when we tell the names of the Lord, we remember the Lord. We remember the Lord with respect to that particular name. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Okay, Adi Keshava. O Keshava Dhrita Narahari Rupa, like that. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Maybe I should. I should send that. I will send the video of a small Tilak mantra, how to apply that in the group. So this will be our homework. Okay. By the next week, we should memorize the 12 Tilak mantras and which place it goes and what mantra we have to say. And there will be a pop quiz on that when we start the class. Okay.
my
Anybody else?
husband does it, Mataji, every day. He reads Vishnu Sahasranamam every day. So just before that, he does it. He applies tilak and he recites the mantra.
Wonderful. And why we have to put tilak? Because our consciousness is protected by the tilak mantra. Mantra means like a kavacha. Kavacha is protection, especially when we are going out. Like to those priests in the temple, they are always with the Lord. Okay, they don't have much, communication outside. But we are living and then we are working, we are going out, we are dealing with many, many different things, especially in this country, US or Canada, where they say, they say there is a story, don't be in a country where there are no crows. And don't be in a country where Shraddha ceremony is not performed. So that means, those people whose final rites is not properly performed, and if they fail to get a next gross body, they're hovering around. And then, there is so much mental disturbances caused by their entering into bodies. So when we put tilak, that is arrested. I mean, it may be hard to believe this, but um, my close friend recently, her 75-year-old mom, suddenly started talking like she's never talked before like that. She's never used bad words, not even very respectful towards her husband. They're coming from a pious family. But, she behaved in a very incoherent way. And then they tried to take her to some temples where they treat this in South India and trying to do. Then I consulted my senior devotees, and they said, put tilak and put this kantimala. Of course, there are rules to put the kantimala, at least the basic things. So if we put that, uh, then these disturbances will not be there. And first she resisted so much. My friend's father putting tilak, but he insisted, and then he said the mantra each place, and every day he put the tilak, and with no other medication, allopathy or naturopathy, or taking to any temples. By just doing this, she was completely normal. She became completely normal. All that incoherent behavior subsided. So that much powerful and very much needed is applying tilak with the mantra. If in case, we are going out, we are working, and in the work environment, we'll not be able to put tilak, that's fine. We can even take a little water from the Achaman cup in our left hand and, say, there is a mantra, Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati, Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jaleshmin Sannitin Guru, inviting all the holy rivers. Or if we don't know that, at least 3 times we can say Ganga, Ganga, Ganga. And with that water, we can, put tilak, but saying the mantra. So that is also effective, equally like putting in Gopi Chandan. Okay. Yes, Kanika Mataji.
Oh, nothing, Mataji. My hand was raised from when you asked that question. Who applies tilak? I forgot to put it down. Sorry.
Okay, okay. So it's a must for everyone. Please start doing that. This is protecting our consciousness. And even we go many places outside. Many people tell many things, and so our consciousness will be like immunized by this. It will be like a covering, like a kavacha. We won't be influenced by others by the simple process of saying tilak mantras and touching the 12 places. Okay, next, yeah, what happens to ourselves at death?
I do have a question, Mataji. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes,
About the
yes,
tilak.
yeah.
Like, do we have to draw the tilak on all the 12 places, or like, can we just touch it like a dot in other places and draw only on the forehead?
Uh, Usually it is good to draw, even though it doesn't come well. I mean, it's difficult to draw the tilak in the left hand, right?
Yeah.
Or in the right hand in the places. But we at least, instead of putting the dot, we at least try to put a tilak, even though it doesn't come perfectly. The
Okay.
tilak
Perfect.
shape has to be there.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Yeah, what happens to our cells at the time of death? Can anyone answer? Yes, Asha Mataji.
Um, at death, like the finer elements like mind, intelligence, and ego, which are like combinedly called the consciousness, they carry the small particles of spirit soul to another body to suffer or enjoy according to one's karma.
Right. So what happens is we start our journey from this body to another, and we are carried by mind, intelligence, and ego. According to what? According to our work. Why according to our work? Because our consciousness is molded by our work. Because what we are working, our consciousness is absorbed in that. Okay. Why is it important to purify our consciousness? Explain with the examples mentioned. First of all, does the consciousness need to be purified? What's your opinion on it? Yes, Priya Geeta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry if there's a lot of background noise. Okay, so the consciousness is already purified, but it gets contaminated after coming into this material body.
Okay. Is this your first time joining this session?
Yes. Sorry,
Okay.
but I don't know oftenly how this class is conducted and when often, but I just joined because I wanted to listen and very nice discussion. So I really
Wonderful.
appreciate.
Where are you joining from?
I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Okay. Who gave you this link?
I think I'm in the group of ISKCON Toronto, and from there actually I connected.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you, Mataji. I've heard you
Yeah,
in Bhagavad Gita classes, but in bits and pieces. So I would try to join, and I haven't taken any initiation, but I'm planning to get into that very soon.
wonderful. Thank you for joining us. See, this is
Thank
way
you.
like, this is a platform to ask questions, to share our realizations. So we grow together like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, so consciousness is originally pure, but when it is in the body, it is contaminated. Okay, any other perspective of why it's important to purify the consciousness? Okay, I'll put it this way. I mean, imagine a couple who's so much interested in seeing horror movies. Okay, I had a friend family like that. Every weekend, normal movies. Also, we download what different people think, but spine-chilling horror movies. And the child who's growing, okay, from very young onwards, he sees, he's used to that, weekend, this thing, mother and father inviting many people, and they're all sitting and watching horror movies. And usually the children run around when they're toddlers, then they started absorbing what's going on. What will be his consciousness when he grows?
It will be of the association which is surrounded with.
Right, right. Very true. It will be of the association. He would probably, become a director of horror movies. So much, expertise from very young. He's absorbing all this. And then the destination will be all these emotions will come at the point of death. And again, he will be carried to, we don't know what. Right? So, whatever we see, whatever we read, WhatsApp, or whatever reels we see, all in every bit and piece of what we engage our senses and mind is, we are opening our doors freely for many people to enter into our consciousness. Recently, I saw a post by Arjun Sakaprabhu. He was telling that, we put a security alarm, we put cameras around the home, we make sure no leaf can blow also, the ring camera alerts us, everything. We are so careful about closing our doors, but the door of the mind, we keep it wide open for anyone and everyone to come inside and occupy our consciousness, right? And majority of the media, whatever social media or TV or cinema or serial or whatever we watch, what can you rate that as? Like, what material does it has? How does it affect the consciousness? Anyone wants to try? Yes, Mataji.
It's filled with desires and attachments.
Ah, right. That's a very good one. Produces desires and attachment. And anybody else? Anything else? Famous.
Distraction or deviation. It's difficult to focus.
Yes, Prabhuji. Distraction, deviation, difficult to focus.
Temporary happiness.
Ah, yeah, that's true. Temporary happiness. Happiness sometimes we get right. Everybody wants a getaway from the regular life, go and absorb ourselves in a movie or something, and it gives like a happiness, but that's along with that comes it's temporary, yeah. So yeah, Sai Krishna Prabhu, you were in Sadhu Sangha, right? Last 3 4 days, completely in Kirtan and Kanika Mataji also. So how was it? How do you rate your consciousness?
I mean, I can't even express in words, Mataji. It's out of the world. It's my first time experience. The kirtans are mind blowing. It's. I mean, those 3 days, I felt like I'm outside of the regular material things, etc. Even I brought my daughter, 4 year old. She's also kind of dancing. No, I was very emotional. I felt, my tears are coming in my eyes. When the kirtan was, at that high energy levels, etc. Few kirtaniers were like awesome. I was like, please don't stop. The kirtans, and also the opportunity to meet more sannyasis. Everyone, in one place. Was tremendous. I have been only seeing them, in YouTube videos, etc. But seeing them, Radhanath Swami, Indrajit Swami Maharaj, Sachidananda Swami, Chandramouli Swami, everyone in one place, and the way how the Sadhu Sangha itself is managed, with that crowd of around 3,500 plus, it's truly a memorable experience. I can't forget in my lifetime.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, so much. The environment was completely only Kirtan and Prasadam, and we are seeing people chanting everywhere they go.
Right.
And that is creating a desire that, impetus. Okay, I also want to chant. I want to read Bhagavad Gita. I want to absorb in Kirtan more, right? Thank you. So this
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
power of, you know, absorbing our consciousness in the proper place. And okay, so generally 99 percentage of where we are opening our consciousness, we may go to work, we may talk to our friends, and they will talk about what happened, what is the latest movie, or what is the latest gossip among the people, or about the politics. So this is what we get, the vibes, and that is day in and day out. It affects our consciousness. So is it important to purify the consciousness? And what's the example that's given here?
Mataji, can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, so here the question is about
Passing the soul, right? Happy.
why is it important to purify our consciousness? Explain with the examples mentioned. What are the examples that's mentioned here?
There's one example about like Roses, Mataji, that if the consciousness passes over roses, it carries the aroma of roses.
The consciousness passing over, the stool or trash place, when we drive through that, then the air carries a bad aroma of that place, right? So he says, see, if we associate with stool, our consciousness, which is like the air, will carry the aroma of stool, and thus at the time of death will transport us to an undesirable body. We may not like to be in the body, but if our consciousness is constantly in that, then we will get into a body. For example, the child who is, grown up seeing horror movies and different beings like, monsters, weird looking monsters. At the end of his life, what will he think of? These things which will has imprinted in the consciousness will only come. And this precious human body will be lost. And because he's thinking of the monsters and the weird things, then he would get a body of, a giant lizard or a terrible looking monster or, a very fearful giant spider, which will, uh, which will, what to say, inculcate fear in others, because that's what he has been seeing throughout, right? It may be not desirable, but that's the way the child is exposed to, and he picks up from that. So that's why it's important to train ourselves in divine consciousness, because our destination depends on our consciousness. That's why it's important. What are the benefits of going back to the spiritual world, to Krishna? Because now we say if we develop Krishna consciousness, divine consciousness, we'll go back to Krishna. But why? Why we have to go back, go to Krishna? Yes, Priya Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, because to come out of this life and death cycle, that's the main reason, so that we attain that higher planets and come out of this temporary materialistic life.
Wonderful. Yeah. So to come out of the cycle, because wherever else we go, we are in the cycle only of birth and death. Right? Okay. Yeah. See, this is what. See, therefore, our present duty is to cultivate divine consciousness. Why? If we want divine life, spiritual elevation, and eternal blissful life full of knowledge, in other words, if we want to go back home, back to Godhead, we have to train ourselves in divine consciousness or Krishna consciousness, because that will not automatically come. We'll have to train, we'll have to forcefully, come to this. Yeah, that's the next question. But we'll have to forcefully put ourselves in environment which will give us the impetus to train in divine consciousness, because the result is amazing. Eternal blissful life full of knowledge. Sat Chit Ananda. No more temporary life, no more miserable life, no more life of ignorance. Okay, we'll go to the next question. Anything else anybody would like to add? Okay, next is, why is it very important to associate with the devotees in Krishna consciousness?
Our consciousness must be trained through the proper association of those Krishna consciousness.
Right? See, that's why we come together. This Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha. What does this mean? Sangat. Sangat is through association. Sanjayate generates desires. If we are constantly among group of people who are, every day, every weekend goes out for drinking, party of drinking, how long we can remain without drinking, even though we may be, a great soul with great principles and great self-control. But every week we are going with 10 people, and except for us, 9 of us are drinking and talking about the drinks. Is it possible? For great personalities, yes, like Prabhupada, it's possible. One time, Prabhupada's disciple, he said, Prabhupada, I'm going to go to the nightclub. And I'm waiting when people come out at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and I'm giving them books. So Srila Prabhupada said, first save yourself. Right? So from association, like desires are generated. Like Mataji said, desires and attachment. So through divine association, our consciousness is made divine. And through demoniac association, our consciousness is made demoniac. Any examples for this? Real life. Experiences, examples. Yes, Mataji.
Practically, if when I am in the ISKCON like association groups, my consciousness is different, and when that forcefully I have to be in some consciousness because of family or friends, the thoughts and discussions are completely opposite, exact opposite. I was thinking of Krishna, and uh, please help me, I should not get into this, I should not involve in these discussions, I don't want to fall. Immediately I will come to some association and I join, and I'll Prabhupada's purports I will read. And also chanting Mataji, if we go and join in any association because of by even if I'm not interested, I have to attend some of the places, chanting will affect if my consciousness is different. Because of this class, next day chanting it's completely in this consciousness, but if it is different like association, that would impact.
Wonderful. That's a very practical point. Your chanting gets affected by your previous day's consciousness. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Priya Mataji.
Mataji, I have a question on this. Like, how, even if you're in a demonic association, how to switch back to divine association? I think it's more or less relevant to the discussion just which other Mataji discussed now. But this is what I think I struggle a lot because, especially if you're in a corporate world and everyone is behind promotions all the time. It's and they literally, knock you off. Which is the reality. I feel that's more of a demoniac personality. But then coming back again to the divine consciousness is so difficult. So I don't know how to balance that. Or should we just surrender to the demonic and then surrender to the divine? How it should be balanced?
Yeah, very good question. So if we are like Mataji said, if we are in those association, then we need to balance with the divine association. Again, if you are living close to the downtown Toronto temple, are you
Yes, I visit there every Sunday.
every Sunday, right?
Hmm.
And then you can also come on Saturdays and Sundays in the mornings. At
Okay.
7 o'clock, there is Darshan Arati, and after that, there is a Bhagavatam class. There may be very less people there, but
Hmm.
it's more in-depth subject matters are discussed, and there is time for chanting. Like Kanika Mataji here goes for Mangal Arati at 4:30. So like this, we balance by entering ourselves into divine association. Then we are not influenced so much. And also, like as she said, chanting regularly, we have to take some time to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, because this is a spiritual practice that directly affects the consciousness.
Hmm.
So after that 108 times or one round or whatever you're chanting, you can see that the consciousness is divine. Especially those, I mean, many people have experienced this, and I have also. those things that are bothering us. Okay, something didn't happen, some unexpected things happened, or somebody told something. All those things, when we chant with focus and attention, and we can see that after chanting, the same thing that was bothering us so much doesn't matter to us anymore.
Okay, Mataji.
So we can make that practice.
Mhm.
Mata, just want to add one thing, Mataji. Before I was in ISKCON, like associations and doing chanting, if any, even if I did not do anything bad, why did they do bad to me? Why did they say told to me? Like grudge used to be there so much. Now that changed too. Okay, if anyone hurts, did I say anything wrong to them, by knowingly or unknowingly? That's why they are hurting me. Okay,
Oh,
if not,
wow.
okay, leave it. If it is not my problem, that is their problem. That's how it is changed, Mataji.
Wonderful, wonderful, right? Very nice. Did I do anything? That's a great thing. And sometimes, knowingly, unknowingly, we might have caused. Unknowingly, also, because of miscommunication, we might have caused that reaction in that. Jayapataka Maharaj tells that often. If somebody is behaving in a way to you, it probably could be that, you have behaved to them in a way. If that is not the case, as you say, then we leave it, because there's nothing you cannot change. You cannot straighten the dog's tail. And we cannot keep fretting over why the dog's tail is curved. So that's very good. We learn to introspect and see what we have done. If not, we get the courage to ignore and not be affected by that. Thank you so much. Okay, so it's important to associate with the devotees in Krishna consciousness. Okay. How does the Krishna consciousness movement easily elevate everyone, even if they are without any previous qualifications? So, does it, uh, how does the Krishna consciousness movement easily elevate everyone, even if they are without any previous qualifications?
It cleanses the karma.
Okay. It
Because
cleanses.
this method is direct, immediate, and also practical. So it's like
Ah,
directly connecting with the Supreme.
right. Direct and immediate. We can feel the immediate relief and also practical. Because we don't say, I mean, Prabhupada didn't say, or ISKCON doesn't say, you have to be a vegetarian to chant the Mahamantra, or you should not be drinking alcohol to chant. No such restrictions at all for chanting, right? So, anybody from any walk of life doing anything can chant. So, how is this possible? The answer is in this paragraph, the last.
By coming in contact with the society, like-minded people, devotees.
Okay, by coming in contact with the thing, uh, but the principle that anyone can chant. Like for example, if you go to many other, quasi or half religious or spiritual, not complete, they will give diksha and they'll give a secret mantra. Only Guru and you know the mantra, and you should not even tell aloud, you should chant like that. But how is it that uh, anybody can chant the Maha Mantra? There is no qualification for that. Even a person without taking shower can chant. Even a woman in period can chant. Putting shoes can chant. Even with a dead body in the burial ground also can chant. And anybody with any habits, sinful habits, also is allowed to chant. Why?
because this was a gift given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Kali Yuga.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? This is a special gift of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Because in Kali Yuga, we read somewhere here, we don't have, did we read in this? Yeah. See, we don't have any qualification, and it's the greatest for fallen human beings. It's a great concession to fallen human beings of this age. Because we are born, we don't know what is spiritual life, we don't even know what is body and soul, we don't get any education about ourselves. We just learn ABCD and then 1, 2, 3, and then go on and on and on. There's nowhere, anywhere this spiritual education is given, right? That's how this whole Kali Yuga is designed. So this is a special gift. That's a very good point. Thank you, Mataji. Okay. Application, do you enjoy coming regularly for the program? Share the obstacles, if any, that you face in attending the satsanga regularly. The answer is not there in the passage. This one, you have to, it's a personalized answer. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, definitely, Mataji. This is really important for me. Like attending your sessions helps me to interact you and also to learn something, whatever from others' questions also. Like somewhere in the mind when they answer and when they question, okay, this is how we can think like that. This is helping me a lot. And obstacles, actually, mostly my family supports me. If there is a class, actually today also I thought I thought I would miss again this class. Last class I missed, but Sanvi has a concert, but I was able to come in between.
Oh, very
There
nice.
is an obstacle, but yeah, but everyone supports in the house. But Krishna is blessing me. Yeah, I'm good. Last class I did not attend, but I'm in the material consciousness. Honestly, Mataji.
Uh, That's true. Even for me, it's the same. Like if we don't discuss this together, then then that time spent, my consciousness purified, your consciousness is purified, and it's a mutual give and take of realizations, hearing, and we get benefited. And if this is like a weekly charge, every day we have to put charge to our phones, at least weekly once we should charge ourselves,
Last
coming in the
week I
association to.
messaged you. Last week I messaged you. I could not attend on Wednesday, though the schedule is changed. I was in the material consciousness place. I'm helpless because of the family event which I have to attend, and I'm helpless, Mataji. I did not enjoy, but I have to.
That happens to all of us. Yeah, but right, as you say, as much as possible we put this in the calendar, because this is Krishna's time. Krishna is facilitating this for us, so we put this in the calendar and then we try to attend this as much as possible. Thank you. I mean, not only this, you may be going to your personal temple or any sangha nearby, somewhere association we should stick to. Thank you, Mataji. Sri Lakshmi, Mataji, nice to see you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, I have been in other association. Actually, 2 or 3 members are there, and Krishna from Charlotte.
I
As
know.
I have, daily we are reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam classes.
Wonderful.
Weekends Bhagavad Gita and daily Bhagavatam. Today, because of some work, he didn't attend the class. He did not initiate the class. That's why I have joined over here.
Okay.
Yeah. After hearing your words, I would like to continue reading, continue joining in this association regularly, but the timings are not very suitable
Mm.
for me. Join often.
No problem. Like you, that's what I said. Association doesn't mean necessarily this class. Like you're attending Krishna Prabhu's class, that's perfect. So like that way, whatever, suits us, the time and the thing suits us, we stick to that. We give time to that and we attend that at least once a week minimum.
Okay, Mataji, evening sessions are there in this association?
Evenings, for you, yes, early morning japa session is there, but that is morning my time, it will be evening your time. I will send you that thing. It is 6 to 7 every day morning, 7 days, which is 6 o'clock is 5, 4, 3:30, 4:30, 5:36. Yeah. 3:30 to 5 evening your time.
Okay,
So what
Mataji.
we do is from 6 to 7, it will be chanting. We all take turns and chant. And then from 7 onwards, we are reading Krishna book, almost going to finish Krishna book. 10 minutes we read Krishna book. Then we see Toronto Darshan. That day is Shringara Arati, Alachua's Darshan. And we are learning Shaurashtakam song. That also half the song we sing. So everything in that half an hour the last half an hour, which is 7 to 7:30 a.m. our time, which will be 4:30 to 5 your time. Also, like we read and chant like that. So anybody can join in that.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, and I think we are time up. So we'll just summarize. This is a very simple passage from Path of Perfection. So we saw how, different ways our body is like as Jaya Mataji said, returns to the nature, and we continue our journey through the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and ego. And our consciousness is molded by work, and that consciousness determines our next body or next life. So it's an important opportunity in a human form to elevate our consciousness to divine, because generally outside what we get is not purified consciousness anywhere. What people talk materially or what we see social media or entertainment is filled with only rajoguna or tamoguna. But we have to pull ourselves and try to get connected with the discussions and Bhagavad Gita like this, so that we can revive the divine consciousness, because the effect of consciousness is that's what we get in the next life. And there are two examples. If our consciousness is doing things, is absorbed in things that is prohibited and it's dirty, right? Then we are transported into an undesirable body. But if our consciousness is absorbed in divine, then we are transported to the body where we like to be. So it's very important where we spend our time and absorption. And if we do that in Krishna consciousness by reading Bhagavad Gita, by chanting, and by discussing like this, then we will get an eternal blissful life full of knowledge. And this can be easily done through association. And so that is the duty of the human form. And it's a gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that with no qualifications, no matter how sinful we are in the previous lives and in this life also up to this point, it doesn't matter. But if we take to this chanting hell in a helpless mood, then we see that we can get divine consciousness. Okay. Yeah, coming to the last part. Can someone read this passage? This is a preaching is the essence. It has 3 paragraphs. So nothing much, just one of us read and say a few points in this. Anyone? Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Thank you, Mataji. Preaching is the essence. Krishna consciousness should be distributed to everyone without discrimination. With great respect, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Advaita Acharya give Krishna consciousness devotion to Krishna even to the lowest of men, Chandalas. This is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order to all his devotees. Krishna Bhakti, devotion to Krishna, is open to everyone, even low class men like Chandalas. One should follow this order in the disciplic succession stemming from Sri Advaita and Nityananda Prabhu and distribute Krishna consciousness without discrimination throughout the world. There are different kinds of men, beginning with the Brahmana and going down to the lowest platform known as Chandala. Whatever one's position, everyone in this age of Kali needs to be enlightened in Krishna consciousness. That is the greatest need of the day. Everyone is acutely feeling the pangs of material existence. Everyone is feeling the resultant pinpricks of Kali Yuga brought about by human societies indulging in illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. Now is the time for the members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness to distribute Krishna Bhakti all over the world and thus follow the orders of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord has ordered everyone to become a guru. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 7.128. Everyone in every town and village should be enlightened by the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna consciousness should be distributed to everyone indiscriminately. In this way, the entire world will be peaceful and happy, and everyone will glorify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as he desires. The word Chandala actually refers to a dog eater who is considered the lowest of men. Even Chandalas can be enlightened in Krishna consciousness due to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's benedictions. Krishna Bhakti is not the monopoly of a certain caste. Everyone is eligible to receive this great benediction given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everyone should be given a chance to receive it and be happy. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 15.41. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this to Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu to distribute the Krishna Bhakti to everyone, irrespective of the caste and without any discrimination.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. So that's why, in this way, everyone will be peaceful and happy. Very nice. Thank you, devotees. Any other questions anybody has?
So,
In this?
I have one question from chapter 2. As I told you, I'm reading with my other groups. There is a question from the verse, chapter 2, verse 11, I think. What's the difference between Krishna's individuality and spiritual individuality? What is the difference?
Okay, let me go to chapter 2, text 11.
I think text 11 or 12, Mataji. It is
Hmm.
question like a spiritual individuality.
Yeah, this is 11 or 12. Yeah, never was there a time. Natveva Jatunasam.
Yes,
Right here.
here.
The Mayavadi theory that after liberation, the individual soul separated by the covering of Maya or illusion will merge into the impersonal Brahman and lose its individual existence is not supported herein by Lord Krishna, the supreme authority. Nor is the theory that we only think of individuality in the conditioned state supported herein. Krishna clearly says herein that in the future also the individuality of the Lord and the others, as it is confirmed in the Upanishads, will continue eternally. This statement of Krishna's is authoritative because Krishna cannot be subject to illusion. If individuality were not a fact, then Krishna would not have stressed it so much even for the future. The Mayavadi may argue that the individuality spoken of by Krishna is not spiritual but material. Even accepting the argument that individuality is material, then how can one distinguish Krishna's individuality? Krishna affirms his individuality in the past and confirms his individuality in the future also. He has confirmed his individuality in many ways, and impersonal Brahman has been declared to be subordinate to him. Krishna has maintained spiritual individuality all along. Okay. The point is the verse here. You see, Krishna is saying, Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipaha na chaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamataha param. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. So he's telling that we all continue to exist as spirit souls. There was never a time I or you, these kings, we had existed in the past, we are existing now, and in the future also, we will continue to exist. So Krishna is clearly telling that me, you, and all these kings. So all of us are individual beings. Not that after liberation, like that's a general, understanding of moksha is that people go and merge in the light and lose the individuality. But Krishna is not supporting this, because in the future, even for the liberated state also, he says that we will all continue to be individual. But somebody can argue that Krishna is telling about that individuality is only material, because as long as we are material body, I cannot merge with you, you cannot merge with me, because we are all individual beings. But in spirituality, in spiritual life, when this body is gone and then our consciousness merges. So Prabhupada is asking a question here. Krishna confirmed even his individuality, and Krishna can never have a material body like the kings or the Arjuna. Because if Krishna has that material body, then he's also, then he's saying, that's why, see, Krishna has maintained spiritual individuality all along. If he is accepted as an ordinary conditioned soul in individual consciousness, then his Bhagavad Gita has no value as authoritative scripture. See, Arjuna is confused. If Krishna and Arjuna are the same, then how come Krishna is, spiritual enough uh, to solve Arjuna's problem and bring him out of confusion? So if Krishna if is also accepted, that's what many Bhagavad Gita say. They don't accept Krishna as a personality. They say that the Brahman has taken the form of Krishna. So you have to surrender to the Brahman inside Krishna. But that is not at all mentioned anywhere. So if that is the case, if Brahman inside Krishna and Brahman inside Arjuna are the same, okay, then he says Bhagavad Gita has no value as an authoritative scripture. A common man with all the four defects of human frailty is unable to teach what is worth hearing. The Gita is above such literature. No mundane book compares with the Bhagavad Gita. When one accepts Krishna as an ordinary man, the Gita loses all importance. Okay, again, further, the thing is that then the plurality that is mentioned is conventional and it refers to the body. But Krishna in the previous verse but previous to this verse, such a bodily conception is already condemned. So he wouldn't be talking about bodily plurality or individuality. That's what he's saying. After condemning the bodily conception of the living entities, how was it possible for Krishna to place a conventional proposition on the body again? Therefore, individuality is maintained on spiritual grounds and is thus confirmed by great acharyas like Sri Ramanuja and others. So, individuality is understood by those who are devotees, but who are envious of Krishna. They cannot understand. They think that Krishna is also Brahman, I also can become Brahman. That's because of enviousness. And that Prabhupada is telling, like trying to taste the bottle of honey without opening the bottle. So that is why it's very important to understand Bhagavad Gita as Krishna has given. We need to we need to be a devotee of the Lord. That means we are subservient to the Lord. The Lord is great. I am small. He is Vibhu, I am Anu. He is a master, I am the servant. With this approach, we can understand Gita. But if we understand that, if all of us are one, then it's like going around. So why he's speaking in this is, in many other commentaries they give the explanation of this verse is given to prove that everything is one Brahman.
Okay.
That's why Prabhupada is defeating that argument point by point by point.
Okay.
First of all, it is he's spiritual. He has stressed it on himself also. And how do we know that Krishna has a spiritual body? Because in the 4th chapter he says, right, I spoke this Gita to Arjuna.
Yes.
So that is a proof. So if you go to chapter 4,
Yeah, Vivaswan first.
and then Krishna Arjuna asks, Are Krishna, you are my, contemporary. How come you spoke this thing to Arjuna? How am I to understand this? That is, see, the
Yes.
sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed the signs to him? Then Krishna is saying, many, many births both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot. O subduer of the enemy. Why? Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, by my internal energy, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. There is no death for him. Because of death, we forget. But Krishna remembers hundreds and thousands and millions of his avatars.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a proof that Krishna is not having a material body. So, like this, Prabhupada is connecting and saying that on the ground of Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya, that individuality is spiritual.
Thank you so much, Mataji. I was struggling, I was searching the different places for this answer with limited knowledge, but thank you so much for clarifying, Mataji.
Yeah, even I have struggled a lot and I've read through this purport again and again. I've listened to many, many lectures and I'm just repeating whatever the teachers have taught me. Yeah, it's very important to understand this point. That is why, even though it doesn't make much sense, it looks like why suddenly, something deeply philosophical is told in the scriptures. Because if this point is not understood, then that bhakti, there's no
Only if
platform
I
of.
don't know something, because I'm thinking so much for that, because for the Bhagavad Gita, if I don't know something, that is helping me to think more about the God.
Right, right, right.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Mataji. I'm taking lots of your time. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for this question. Thank you, devotee. Sorry, I joined late and I extended the class also. So yeah, can somebody post? Does everyone know this Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam 5.29? Have we memorized that verse?
Not from memorized verses, but it is a famous verse from
Yeah.
Prabhupada.
So we can take and memorize that verse. Disha Mataji, can you post that verse 5.29?
Sure, Mataji, yes.
Yeah, 5.29 you can post, and please, whoever is memorized, post your audios also. So we will learn that verse for this week. So thank you, devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna, thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.